Reading from Revelation 5:1. And I saw in the right hand of him who sat on the throne a scroll written inside and on the back, sealed with 7 seals. And pay attention to that hymn there, it's in a capital H. It means the hymn of hymns, the first hymn. You catch me? Referring to God. Serious? So you have God and you have God, as in capital G-O-D and common G-O-D. So you have hymn of hymns, you have God of gods, Lord of lords. Catch me? Always a duplicate. Anyways, 5:2 now. Then I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the scroll and to loose its seals? And no one in heaven or on the earth or under the earth was able to open the scroll or to look at it. No one was found, none at all, not in heaven, not on earth, not underneath the earth. No one was found. Cool? So I wept much, because no one was found worthy to open and read the scroll, or to look at it. At this point, Jesus does not exist. Get me? At this point, Jesus does not exist. Let me show you how Jesus, I'm going to get back to this, but let me show you how Jesus come about. Jesus come about because man has been trying to create their own God. And the saints who died in God's name plead to God according to the stories. I'm telling the Bible stories, but these stories is the evidence of what was, what is, and what is to come. This is how powerful the Bible is. God invested in the Bible. The mystery plan of God is found only in the Bible. Only in the Bible. So it's Malachi 3:1. If I can find it. Malachi 3:1. This is how Jesus come about. Behold, I send my messenger, and he will prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom you seek will suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant in whom you delight. Behold, he is coming, saith the Lord of hosts. Realize 2 lords was mentioned just now, and this would be quoting God. So God is saying, behold, I send my messenger. But God didn't send Jesus. You catch me? The Bible and its image is the messenger. But like you have copies down the line, the Bible would be the gross version. Alright, so I send my messenger. The messenger is what is depicted as Lucifer. So Lucifer is the messenger. Michael got the permission to tread earth as man. Michael was born through Mary. This is the story. You catch me? But this is what people are living. It is a story that people are living. It is a part of people's lives. So God sent Lucifer. Lucifer is the seven spirits merging. So the red fiery dragon with the seven heads is the seven spirits of God merged to carry out this plan, the mystery plan of God. Mystery plan of God, Revelation 10:7. But in the days of the sounding of the seventh angel, when he is about to sound, and the seventh angel is the seventh spirit. So the seven spirits of God is the seven angels of the seven churches. The seven archangel, which is depicted as the seven heads on the red fiery dragon, who is Lucifer, is the seven angels. And the seven angels are the seven nations of man. Niggerites, Africa, Caucasian, Europe, Arab, Indian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean. Seven nation of children. Alright. So, but in the days of the sounding of the seventh angel, when he is about to sound, the mystery of God would be finished, as he declared to his servants the prophets. You have prophets and you have false prophets. The false prophets are the disciples, the 12 disciples of Jesus. There was never 12 disciples of Jesus. The 12 disciples of Jesus story is copied from 12 sons of Jacob, 12 garland, and the Mother Earth. Catch me? So, 12 sons of Jacob found in Old Testament, Genesis, are about. And the 12 garland on Mother Earth, which is the 12 tribe of Israel. You follow? Come down now to the new version, which is the 12 disciples. So the 12 disciples are the false prophets. They lead you to worship Jesus. Jesus lead you to worship God. Jesus teach you, our Father who art in heaven. The disciples teach you to pray in Jesus' name, amen. Alright. So when the seventh angel sound, the mystery of God would be finished, as he declared to his servants, the prophets. Alright. So the mystery of God, which is basically Jesus, who doesn't exist. I get me? It's a mystery to people who believe it, people who live it. Alright, so when the seventh angel sounds, the kingdom is proclaimed. Hence, you have the New Testament. You catch me? The new law, new covenant, New Testament. So here it goes now. Then the seventh, this is Revelation 11:15, and this is the answer to the mystery plan. This tells you what happened when the mystery plan is accomplished. Then the seventh angel sounded, and there were loud voices in heaven saying, the kingdom of this world have become the kingdom of our Lord and of his Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. And the 24 elders who sat before God and their thrones fell on their faces and worshipped God. Even though Jesus is now the Lord of earth. In other words, between Christianity and God, Jesus is the intermediate. Rastafarians are Christians, and anybody who confess the lie that Jesus existed has accepted the mark of the beast. That's right. Alright. Back to who take this scroll. And me sure you say it's man's desire God allow and man created Jesus. So when you read the Bible and it paint the stories on your brain of this character Jesus, which you believe in, then the Bible tells you to make an image to this character that you have in your mind. Hence you get Jesus. So here the Bible tells you now, Revelation 13:14, and he deceived those who dwell on the earth by those signs which he was granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword and lived. Make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword and lived. You get me? So Jesus doesn't exist. We just have the stories from the Bible, and it is found in no other book, and it is painted on our brains, and it messes with our emotions, with our fears, with our trust, all of those. The Bible tangle all of those, and you lose rationality, and the fear which piles up inside of you, because you now believe that you don't have God anymore. You only have Jesus, and you have to go to Jesus to get to God. That's what the Bible does. It tears down your confidence, should you away from God. So you who say you're faithful and is going through Jesus to get to God, you are wearing the seal of God, the mark of God. And wearing this seal means you are going to perdition. This is Revelation 17:11. The eighth that was and is not. Jesus does not exist, but you believe that he did. So the eighth that was and is not. Before, when they were searching, remember around there, they couldn't find anybody. He didn't exist before. Then man desired him, and God allowed it. So then you believe that he exists. You desire him. You only desire him, and he exists. So you put the image to the information, and you get a character, a spiritual being. Alright, so the beast that was and is not is himself also the eighth, as in God has 7 children, 7 archangels, 7 spirits of God, but Jesus is considered the begotten son of God, so that make it eighth child. And the Michael is head of the 7 archangel, Gabriel is second in power, and then you have the 5 which have fallen. Alright, so fallen mean there were 7 nations and 2 stand, 5 has fallen. Alright, so Michael is the Caucasian race. Gabriel is the Negroid race. And the 6 children takes orders from Michael. In other words, Michael would be the one to stand and present the cases. So when you are talking about the accuser, who is depicted as Lucifer, the 7 spirits of God, is the seven archangel, and Michael would be, alright, the seven heads which you see on the red fiery dragon. You can Google it, Google image search it. The head that you see with the 10 horns, that head represents Michael. And Michael is the arch name for Caucasian. Hence Jesus looks more Caucasian than anything else. White. Get me? So Michael is the Caucasian race. Gabriel is the Negroid race. And the other 5 children are the other 5 nations which make up the Mongolian race. Alright, so Jesus is of the 7. So Jesus is the 8th child. Unlike Michael is the Caucasian nation, Gabriel is the Negroid nation, Jesus' nation is the Christians. You follow? Jesus' nation is the Christians. It is of the 7. So different persons of the 7 nation come together, create Jesus from character, from mind. You get me? God allowed you to have him since you desire him so much, or it so much. So what constitutes Jesus? The Bible and the image. What constitutes Lucifer? The inabilities of man. You follow? And Lucifer is Satan and is the devil. The devil with the big horns and the three-teeth fork is a half depiction of the devil. Lucifer is a true depiction of the devil, the 7-headed dragon, which is written by Babylon. And Babylon, who rides the dragon in the depicted image, is Christianity. She is Christianity. She is the Babylon in spirit. Babylon in physical exists no more. Babylon exists in spirit. So spirit does haunt us down here. Alright. So make sure you say Jesus is the 8th child. Let me finish it. The beast that was and is not himself is the 8th, and is of the 7, and is going to perdition. And is going to perdition. So Jesus is of the 8th and is going to perdition. Is of the 7 and is going to perdition. So Jesus is going to hell. And all the followers is going to hell with him. Everyone who wears his name on their head is going. The mark of the beast is not a chip. The mark of the beast is God's technology. It's the name Jesus. But every spiritual advance to a physical. Hence you're gonna have this chip injected inside of you. You might see it in James Bond's new movie. Okay, so they can track your all the identification is in that chip. And Europe is going to I think they're going to start tagging every child born in that country as of 2016. So as I'm saying, the Bible is of the past and present and future. Okay, so back to who took the scroll. Alright, so we acknowledge that the 7 spirits of God then is the 7 nation and is the red fiery dragon. Now acknowledge that the 7 spirits, this red fiery dragon, in the versions of the story, in the level of the story, because we realize that it is different level of existence of realities that we are talking about. We have the gross level, which is the physical, like to speak, it comes from a subtle level, well, to a conscious level, to a gross level. The gross level now is when it comes out as a sound. At the subtle level, it can just die off easily. It's like a membrane. If it doesn't get enough information to support that membrane, it's gonna fade, it's gonna die. You're not gonna be able to remember it. Probably might come back to you as a deja vu, but it's gonna be so far in the back of your mind that you won't be conscious of it anymore. So, Lucifer is a different level of man's doings, basically. Since it's the inability side of you, since the side of that you're unable to you're unable to be perfect. Yes, you have responsibilities that you didn't pay enough attention to, and it becomes state responsibility. And if you look back, you might frown. Those responsibilities mount up to your evil, and the more of those inabilities you have piling up on you, is the less you can face God. So it pushes you away from God. Alright, but one of the elders said to me, "Do not weep, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has prevailed to open the scroll and to loose its seventh seal." So, the Lion of the tribe of Judah is found. Yes, Jesus is the Lion of the tribe of Judah, and still has to get his title from the consideration that he is the second Christ. So they will be considering that the title is his anyway. But Jesus is not Selassie. Selassie is not Jesus. Jesus didn't exist. Selassie was a man, that emperor of Ethiopia. Alright, so we acknowledge that Jesus wasn't related to the line of David, even though in here it's the line of the tribe of Judah is going to come from the line of David. Yes? Alright, has prevailed. But Jesus didn't take the scroll and break its seven seals, even though he was the one that was found. So this is one whole heap of manipulation. But Jesus get his authority from Lucifer. So if Lucifer does something, alright, like how you consider Selassie to be the Lion of the tribe of Judah, being that he is the second Christ, so the title would be his anyway. This is how Lucifer give his title, his power and authority to Jesus, or invest his power and authority in Jesus. As Jesus wasn't a man, yes, it's a character, it's on your mind, and it's in the Bible that keeps feeding this character, plus the movies and all of those. But Lucifer gave his power and authority to Jesus, making Jesus being considered the Lamb, making people think that he is the one that took the scroll and broke its seven seals, making people think that he's the one that was actually sacrificed in the ritual. You catch me? So these attributes are coming down, or these tenets are coming down from Lucifer to Jesus, wherein Lucifer gives his power and authority to Jesus. Let me show you. Alright, Revelation 13:4. So they worship the dragon, who gave authority to the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, "Who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him?" Alright, listen again. So they worship the dragon, who gave authority to the beast. Who is the dragon? Revelation 13:1. Then I stood on the sands of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name. They call him a beast here, but the depiction is the same seven-head dragon, Lucifer. Yes, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Remember I told you that the head with the 10 horn on it is Caucasian, or is Michael. Yes, so Revelation 13, they call him the beast, but the dragon is depicted as. Now there's a second beast, Revelation 13:11, and the second beast now is Jesus. So the dragon gave his power and authority to the beast. So the second beast. Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth. So Jesus comes from earth. So the 8th is of the 7, and the 7 nation is man, the 7 nation of man. So Jesus is of man. So then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and spoke like a dragon. So the beast has the power of the dragon. So Jesus used the authority of Lucifer, and Lucifer is a depiction of the downside of man. In other words, man is not worshipping God, man is worshipping Jesus. So the downside of man worshipping Jesus is this side that is depicted as Lucifer, plus the other negative things that man has done would be considered under Lucifer, wherein Lucifer is considered the devil who manipulates man into doing whatever he wants man to do. But in fact and truth, it's really man. Catch me? This is how lost we are. Alright. So and I looked, and behold, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 living creatures, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb. Lucifer, the 7-head dragon, is this lamb, as though it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent out into all the earth. So man spread over the earth. So this is the one who took the scroll. Then he came and took the scroll out of the right hand of him who sat on the throne, who came and took it. And I looked, and behold, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 living creatures, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb, as though it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God. Get that? So Lucifer was the one who was actually crucified, even though you read about the crucifixion of Jesus on the cross. It's a sacrifice. So there's a sacrifice in heaven, which would be the sacrificial, that the lamb that seemed to be wounded but by the sword and still live. Yes? So that was the original sacrifice. And a copy of this sacrifice is Jesus being on the cross. Okay, so the power of the sacrifice passed on to Jesus in this form. Follow me? But you're really worshipping, the sacrifice here with Jesus is really the sacrifice with Lucifer. Just like Lucifer gave his power, the dragon gave the beast his power and authority in Revelation 13:4. So whatever the dragon does, the beast is credited. Whatever Lucifer does, Jesus is credited. Whatever Jesus does, Lucifer is credited. But you have to know the names. Alright. So I showed you that Lucifer, Jesus, I showed you that Lucifer gave Jesus his power and authority. I want to show you again. The compromising church of Revelation 2, 17. No, that's not really what. That's not what. That's not what. I wanted to show you the mystery. Yes. Now, let me show you again um, that Jesus wields the power of Lucifer, or Jesus gets his power from man. So Jesus wielding the power of Lucifer is Jesus getting the power from man, because the seven heads is really a depiction of the seven spirits of God. The seven spirits of God is the seven archangels. The seven archangels is the seven nations. Their arch names are Michael, Gabriel, Nathaniel, Ariel, etc. Alright, so now I'm going to show you that Jesus gets his power from Lucifer again. Man. Alright, the mystery of the seven stars which you saw in my right hand. And this is Jesus. This is the one who looked like the Son of Man. The mystery of the seven stars which you saw in my right hand, and the seven golden lampstands. The seven stars are the angels of the seven churches. The seven stars are the angels of the seven churches, and the seven lampstands which you saw are the seven churches. So the seven nations, we all worship. China have Buddha. India have multiple gods. Africa worship God. Caucasian worship God. So each of us, seven nations, seven churches. Yeah. So Jesus now holds the power over all these churches, because man has put him there. Man has put him there. And the headquarters is Rome, Vatican City. The head office on earth for all this manipulation is Vatican City. But you don't have to be a part of it. You can just worship God. The message is worship God. The message that the character Jesus delivered is worship God. Revelation 19:10. But worshiping the messenger is a no-no, and people are worshiping the messenger. Bless God.